Hi guys, it's Angie here, and of course this is Crafts at Home. In this video we'll be talking on how to choose the wool for those treasure projects. So as you can see from these 6 balls of wool, they've all been made into yarn cakes, which is how I love to work. So this is what the Hayfield Spirit looked like before it was wound. As you can see, it's a lot smaller, but we'll be talking about this more in the winding wool video. When choosing your correct wool, it's a good idea to start with looking at the labels, and this will tell you the weight of the wool, for instance if it's 4-ply, DK, Aran or chunky. All of these are double knit. It will also tell you the total weight of the ball, for example 100 grams, 200 grams, 400 grams, etc. It'll tell you what the recommended needle or hook size to use is, and what fibres make up the yarn, so whether it's 100% acrylic, 100% cotton, or any combination of any other yarns. It will also tell you the care instructions for washing. You will also see the colour code and the lot code, and this is important when choosing yarn to match the dye lots up when buying for a specific project. It will also tell you the length of the yarn, and this is important for working out how much you'll need for a project, and especially useful when substituting one yarn for another. When looking at these 6 balls that I've picked here, I've picked them specifically so you can see the difference. They're all complete 100 gram balls of double knit, but they all look very different in size. When looking at them, they all have a 4mm recommended hook size, but it's then that they start to differ. When I start to look at the length of yarn in a ball, you'll see the big difference. The first we have here is the Hayfield Spirit, and it has a massive 345 metres in this ball. Next we have the Stylecraft Special DK, and that has 295. We then go to the James C. Brett at 290 metres. Close by is the Hayfield Bonus Double Knit, and that's got 280 metres. A small drop now to the WI Premium Acrylic at 250 metres, and then we have another big drop to the Pattern Smoothie at a small 200 metres. So when you compare the Hayfield Spirit and the Pattern Smoothie, which as I said are both 100 grams of double knit wool, there is a massive 145 metre difference in the length of the yarn that comes in a 100 gram ball. When looking at substituting yarn suggested in a pattern for another, there's a few things you need to take into consideration. Firstly, you need to look at the fibres. For example, the suggested yarn is 100% cotton. If you want to use acrylic, then you need to think about the shape, drape and feel of the yarn. Will it look the same? Secondly is the length of yarn per ball. As you can see, we've already covered this, and they massively differ from one to another. So you need to look at the labels and work out the length of the yarn suggested. You can then compare that to the yarn that you want to use, and you may need to buy extra balls for your project. I would also look at the dye lot numbers. So as you can see here, we've got the lot number of 2628. It's more important when looking at a solid colour because they can differ very slightly, and when you've got a block on a block of the same colour that's solid, you may notice a difference. So when you get the balls for a project, get all of the balls you need, make sure that the lot number is all the same, and then personally after all of this I always get an extra ball to ensure I have enough yarn to complete the project. This will especially differ if you change your tension. So you could be a looser crocheter than others, or you could be a tighter crocheter. And this will differ on the amount of wool that you actually use for a project. Some projects have a yarn swatch to actually look at, and it will tell you the number of rows by the number of stitches and what size that should measure up to. I'll cover this in another video in more detail. Thanks for watching, and be sure to check out all our other videos. You can give us a like, subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell. Bye for now.